Alright guys, today we're going to talk about Voodoo floss or these compression bands from Rogue Fitness. You can probably get them just about anywhere you want, but this is where we've gotten them from Rogue. They're called Voodoo bands. They're great for opening up really stuck grody tissues, muscle tissues like that. If you think of any kind of myofascial release where we're wanting to break up muscle tissue and allow for better movement and more blood flow, think Voodoo bands. The biggest one that has helped me in the past is in the knee. The best way to do this, you can do it to yourself. It's very easy. Take 2 bands, roll them up pretty tight. When I start, if I've got a grody knee, really stiff or something like that, I'll go above and below. I'll start below, just above the patella. If you've got a lot of patellar tendonitis or issues like that, this is a great one. Start just below the patella. I start wrapping that band pretty tight, about 50% stretch or so. I go 2 or 3 inches below and then come back even tighter. So up and down and up. Leave a little tail. I like to put a little safety in there so I can just pull it off, and you'll see why in a second. Once I've got that tacked, I just put myself through a good range of motion. Do a couple of squats. And then I'm going to go above, so I'm actually going to attack the quad now. Quad and hamstring. So do the same thing, just above the knee. Nice and tight. 3 or 4 inches above the knee. And yes, this should be rather aggressive. It shouldn't feel too terribly good. And then do it again. And really push through that range of motion. Make sure the knee comes to full extension. And then a nice good range of motion squat. By tacking all those muscles down and forcing them through that range of motion, I'm really pulling apart all that muscle tissue that's all stuck together. And then, when I'm done, pull it off. Let that blood flow back through. Do a couple more squats. Feels much better. Always does. All these bands are great for any muscle group, any joint that you can wrap. I like to do my calves or Achilles, that low calf. So I'll just start low and start wrapping up pretty tight. And I like to put my foot in extension when I do it. And I'll wrap that calf all the way up, nice and tight. You can go back down a little bit more. And then I'll just put myself through a range of motion, however that is. I can do squats. I can just stretch in this manner here. However you want to do it. I'm just pushing that muscle through its range of motion after it's been tacked. And it's quite aggressive, but it feels great when you're done. Unwrap, get the blood flowing again. Feels a lot better than it did before. Alright guys, so another good thing that these Voodoo bands are good for is elbow. We got golfer's elbow, tennis elbow, all kinds of different problems. I don't play tennis, I don't golf either, but I still have these issues. A lot of it is from just doing pull-ups. Any kind of motion where we're kind of doing this internal motion with our elbows, a lot of pulling is going to cause problems. So a good way to fix that, hand down, have somebody put their, or have you put your hand on the shoulder. We're going to start above the elbow. And work our way down through the joint. Go pretty tight, 50 to 70% tightness. And then come back up, nice and tight. Now that we've got this tightened up, we've got to make sure that he can fully flex his elbow. All the way open, full flexion, and then go through full extension. Move it for him because it's going to be really tough. This is pretty painful, but it'll be good for him afterwards. Full extension, full flexion, full extension, full flexion. Run him through that, take it off, have him check, see if it feels any better. Check out mobilitywatt.com, Voodoo Floss. Just tag Voodoo Floss in the search, or just Google it, Voodoo Floss bands. You'll find all kinds of videos from Kelly Starrett showing how to use these bands and how they'll work for you. Thanks.